Why do good apps fail is a great question. I think where you have to start is that good is relative, right? And so any good founder or business is going to take the time to look at the people that they intend the application will be useful for, right? So understanding that certain people might use the application in certain ways is a lot of the upfront research that you can do towards ensuring that you've got a good message, people understand what the purpose is, and they can sort of adopt, use, and go from there. The Simon Sinek principle, the golden circle, so never truly deviating from the essence of why when you're talking about product development and what the intention of the application is supposed to be. And essentially that's just saying, I know what the problem is here. It's something that either personally impacts me or I've witnessed it personally impact other people. And I've brought to the table a solution to make that situation better. If it impacted them negatively, let's make it a positive. If it's a good experience already, I want to make it better. So never deviating from that essence of why, first and foremost, is the number one thing you have to do. And then beyond that, it's being open to change, because you might have gone in with a very strong concept and you'll test it on a few people, the people that you thought were going to use it. And those people like the idea, but they want it to be something more than what you had intended it to be. So allowing it to sort of morph and take on a life of its own and respect the fact that it's this like living, breathing organism at this point is, I think, something people have to pay respect to as they go through the process. It's scary, and I get it. I think we all get it as a team here, but it's also the most sort of engaging part of the whole process is seeing how it sort of develops. We come with mobile first, we come with all these different things, but I think people first is the most important in the sense that at the end of the day, you're relying on a user and you're asking them to do something. Even if it makes their life better, asking them to do something is a huge request. And if it benefits you at the end of the day as the owner of this product, then it's an even larger one. So taking the time to truly understand, and this is where I personally believe, and I think I've experienced a lot of the same belief here at Crema Lab, is there is more value in understanding individual people and how they consume and use information versus the demographics that define them, right? So you can create a great application and base all of your assumptions off of demographic data and push it out there and spend a lot of money with the same message or maybe 2 or 3 messages. People will download it and they'll use it, and they might use it for 2-3 months. But today, I think what a lot of founders have to ask themselves is, am I committed to the longevity of this product? Do I want to see it used, for more than that 6-month sprint where they've got all that media and PR behind them?
Why is it important to approach something with a people first mindset?
So I'm going to try and make this the least long-winded response. When I was a kid, my dad had exposed me to this movie called The Point. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It is narrated by Ringo Starr, and I believe the composing music was from Harry Nilsson. But it's about this little boy named Oblio born in the land of point, where like everyone and everything physically has a point. Like people have points on the tops of their heads, all the buildings are pointed, every utensil is pointed, everything's pointed. Oblio is born with a round head, and he gets this little cap to make him sort of look like everybody else. But it's like one day at school, he gets a little bit older, and the count who governs this world, the land of point, his son is playing triangle toss, which is like football, but you catch it with the point of your head. And I promise there's a point here, a point for the point. So he challenges Oblio, and Oblio beats him, he and his dog Arrow. And the count's son is so appalled by the fact that this person who is completely different from every other person and every other thing that exists in the land of point, he goes back to his father, and the kid ultimately ends up being banished to the pointless forest. So in the pointless forest, Oblio finds that there are all these things there that physically have no point to them. So to him, initially, they're pointless. But through different encounters with different sort of creatures and things, he learns that just by nature of being alive, everything and everyone has a point. And so for him, it was all the motivation he needed to go back and sort of share this message with the people.
People just started assuming that every man had some kind of a point, whether it shows or not.
So the message there for me, and I sort of took that and I made it a part of my profession. And it goes to say that even if you have people who aren't using something, there's a reason why. Why aren't they using it? They tried it, they didn't like it. Take the time to truly get to understand what makes this person different from this person, as opposed to saying, well, they're just not part of my target. They're just not who I was looking for. Why? you have to answer that question and answer it effectively and make sure that you're not sort of banishing this person to this place of unknown because they didn't get the utility or they didn't understand, or maybe you weren't doing enough to help them understand. So I think people first is taking the Oblios of the world and making sure that they have a voice in a market that might otherwise cast them aside. My best Oblio impersonation? Oh man.
To tell you the truth, I just don't know.
I don't even know.